I was about to propose. Then I found out our entire relationship was a bet. I should have known something was wrong when Maya asked me to bring her a vanilla latte at 9 p.m. on a Tuesday. We'd been together for 3 years. 3 good years, I thought. The kind where you stop trying to impress each other and just exist in comfortable harmony. We had our routines, our inside jokes, our shared Netflix queue. I'd met her parents, she'd met mine. My mother had already started dropping hints about grandchildren, and I wasn't entirely opposed to the idea. So when Maya texted me that Tuesday night asking if I could grab her a vanilla latte from that coffee shop near my place, the one she said made them just right, I didn't think twice. I was already in my pajamas, halfway through a documentary about deep-sea creatures, but I threw on jeans and a hoodie and headed out. The barista recognized me. The usual? She asked. Actually, just a vanilla latte tonight. For my girlfriend. She smiled and got to work. I paid, tipped, and drove the 15 minutes to Maya's apartment, the cup warm in my car's holder, careful not to spill it as I navigated the potholes on her street. Maya buzzed me up. I climbed the 3 flights of stairs, knocked on her door, and when she opened it, I held out the coffee with a grin. Your latte, as requested. She took it from me, looked at it, then looked at me. Her expression was unreadable. Thanks, she said flatly. I waited for her to invite me in. We usually hung out on Tuesday nights anyway, but she just stood there in the doorway, holding the coffee. You okay? I asked. Yeah, fine, thanks for this. She started to close the door. Wait, what? Maya, can I come in? She paused. Actually, I'm really tired. I think I just want to go to bed. I blinked. It's 9:30. I know, long day. Okay. Well, do you want to talk about it? Not really. She took a sip of the latte, and I saw something flicker across her face. Not disappointment, exactly. Something else. Something calculated. Is the coffee okay? I asked. It's fine. You sure? You made a face. I didn't make a face, Ben. It's fine. I'm just tired. Her tone had an edge to it now. I held up my hands. Okay, sorry. I'll let you get some rest. Text me tomorrow? Sure. Yeah. Good night. The door closed before I could respond. I stood in the hallway for a moment, confused. That was weird, but Maya did have stressful days at work sometimes. She was an event coordinator, and this was peak wedding season. Maybe she really was just exhausted. I drove home thinking about the way she looked at that coffee, though. Like she was studying it. Or studying me. The next day, I texted her around noon. Hey, hope you got some good sleep. Want to grab dinner tonight? No response. By 6 p.m., I tried calling. It went to voicemail. By 8 p.m., I was starting to worry. I sent another text, just checking in. Everything okay? At 10:47 p.m., she finally replied. Sorry, busy day. Talk tomorrow. That was it. No emoji. No, love you, nothing. Just those 5 words. I told myself I was overthinking it. People get busy. People get stressed. It didn't mean anything. But Thursday came, and she was still giving me the cold shoulder. Short texts. No calls. When I asked if I'd done something wrong, she said, why would you think that? Which wasn't exactly reassuring. By Friday, I was losing my mind. I drove to her apartment after work, showed up with her favorite Thai takeout, pad see ew, extra broccoli, spring rolls on the side. She answered the door in yoga pants and an old college sweatshirt, her hair in a messy bun. She looked beautiful, like she always did, but her eyes were distant. I brought dinner, I said, holding up the bag. She glanced at it. I already ate. Oh, well, I can just leave this for you then. Ben, what are you doing here? The question caught me off guard. I wanted to see you? We haven't really talked since Tuesday. I've been busy. I know, but, Maya, are we okay? She sighed, leaning against the doorframe. Why are you being so clingy? The word hit me like a slap. Clingy? I just wanted to have dinner with my girlfriend. We don't have to see each other every single day. We haven't seen each other in 3 days. And you've barely texted me back. So you're keeping track now? Her voice was sharp. I felt my frustration rising. No, I'm not keeping track. I'm confused. Maya, did I do something wrong? You're being dramatic. I'm being dramatic? You asked me to bring you coffee. I brought you coffee, and you've been weird ever since. She stared at me for a long moment. Maybe I just need some space. Space? From what? From this. From you showing up at my door unannounced with food I didn't ask for. I felt something crack inside my chest. You know what? Fine. You want space? You've got it. I turned and walked away, leaving the Thai food sitting on her doormat. I heard her door close behind me before I'd even reached the stairs. I drove home angry, hurt, and completely baffled. We'd never fought like this. Never. Even our arguments were usually mild disagreements about whose turn it was to pick the movie or whether pineapple belonged on pizza. This was different. This was cold. That weekend was torture. I wanted to text her, to call her, to fix whatever had broken between us. But I told her she could have space, and I was trying to respect that, even though every hour that passed felt like pulling teeth. On Sunday afternoon, my phone buzzed. It was Maya's best friend, Lauren. Hey, can we talk? Lauren and I had always gotten along well. She was the one who'd introduced me and Maya at a party 3 years ago. She'd been at our anniversary dinner last month, toasting to the couple most likely to make it. I called her immediately. Hey, she answered, her voice tense. Hey, what's up? Is Maya okay? Yeah, she's fine. Listen, I need to tell you something, but you have to promise you won't tell her I told you. My stomach dropped. What is it? Is she seeing someone else? No, nothing like that. God, I can't believe I'm doing this. She took a deep breath. Maya made a bet. A bet? With some of the girls. About a month and a half ago. We were all out, kind of drunk, and someone, I think it was Stephanie, started talking about how her boyfriend never fights for their relationship. How he just lets things slide. And Maya said that you'd do anything to make her happy. That you were, like, completely devoted. I didn't see the problem yet. Okay, and then Stephanie said Maya was lucky, and Maya said it wasn't luck, it was strategy. She said she had you trained. Trained? The word tasted bitter. Yeah, and Becca challenged her on it. Said nobody's that whipped, her words, not mine. And Maya got defensive and said she could prove it. She bet that she could treat you like garbage for a week and you'd still come crawling back, trying to fix things. I sat down heavily on my couch. What? The coffee thing was the start of it. She asked you to bring her coffee late at night to see if you did. And you did, and then she was supposed to be cold to you, ignore your texts, make you feel like you did something wrong when you didn't. And then you were supposed to, I don't know, grovel or something, and that would prove her point. My hands were shaking. Are you serious right now? I'm so sorry, Ben. I told her it was messed up. I said she was going to hurt you for no reason, but she said you wouldn't actually get hurt because she'd tell you it was just a test afterward and you guys would laugh about it. But I don't think it's funny. I think it's cruel. How much? My voice came out hoarse. What? How much did she bet? $200. Split between Stephanie and Becca. $200. She was willing to mess with my head, to make me question our entire relationship, for $200 and bragging rights. Ben, you still there? Yeah, I'm here. I felt numb. Thanks for telling me. What are you going to do? I don't know yet. We hung up. I sat on my couch for a long time, staring at nothing. 3 years. I'd been planning to propose this Christmas. I'd already talked to her father, who'd given me his blessing. I'd been looking at rings. And she'd turned our relationship into a game show. My phone buzzed. It was Maya. Can we talk? I stared at the message. Part of me wanted to ignore it, to give her a taste of her own medicine. But another part of me, the part that had loved her for 3 years, needed to hear what she had to say. Sure, when? Can you come over now? I almost laughed. Of course she wanted me to come to her. Even now, she was testing me. How about you come here for once? There was a long pause. Then, fine, be there in 20. She arrived in 23 minutes. I'd counted. I opened the door before she could knock. She looked nervous, which was unusual for Maya. She was typically confident to the point of being cocky. But now she was shifting her weight from foot to foot, playing with her car keys. Hey, she said softly. Hey, can I come in? I stepped aside. She walked into my apartment like she'd done 100 times before, but this time it felt different. She sat on the edge of my couch, and I sat in the chair across from her instead of beside her. I'm sorry, she said. I've been kind of terrible this week. Kind of? She winced. Okay, really terrible. I don't know what's been wrong with me. I could have let it go. I could have accepted the apology, pulled her close, and pretended everything was fine. A week ago, I would have. Maya, why did you ask me to bring you coffee on Tuesday? She blinked. What? The vanilla latte. Why did you ask for it? I wanted coffee? At 9 p.m. on a Tuesday, when you know I'm usually already in for the night. From a place that's 15 minutes from your apartment. She shifted uncomfortably. I just had a craving. And then you were weird about it when I brought it. And you've been weird all week. I told you, I've been stressed. Don't lie to me. My voice was calm, which seemed to unsettle her more than if I'd yelled. I know about the bet. The color drained from her face. What? The bet? With Stephanie and Becca. About how whipped I am. About how you could treat me like garbage and I'd still come running back. Her mouth opened and closed. Who told you? Does it matter? Ben, it wasn't. It's not what you think. So you didn't make a bet about manipulating me? It was just a stupid joke. We were drunk, and everyone was talking about their relationships, and I got defensive, and it got out of hand. Out of hand? Maya, you've spent the past week deliberately trying to hurt me. You made me think I'd done something wrong when I hadn't done anything. You let me sit here worried sick that our relationship was falling apart. For what? $200? It wasn't about the money. Then what was it about? She stood up, pacing. You don't understand. The girls are always saying stuff about us. About how you're so nice and so devoted and how I'm so lucky. And sometimes it feels like they're saying I don't deserve you. Like I trapped you somehow. I wanted to prove that I didn't. That you stay with me because you want to, not because I manipulate you. So you decided to actually manipulate me to prove you don't manipulate me? Do you hear how insane that sounds? I know. She ran her hands through her hair. I know, okay? It was stupid. I realized that like 2 days in. I wanted to just tell you and end it, but then Stephanie said I'd be backing out and admitting I was wrong, and my pride got in the way, and I'm sorry, Ben. I'm really, really sorry. I looked at her, really looked at her. The woman I'd loved for 3 years. The woman I'd planned to marry. And I realized I didn't know if I could trust anything she said anymore. Were the last 3 years real? I asked quietly, or was I just passing a series of tests I didn't know I was taking? Of course they were real. Ben, I love you. This was one stupid mistake. One stupid mistake that showed me exactly what you think of me. That you think I'm so pathetic, so desperate, that you can treat me however you want and I'll just take it. I don't think you're pathetic. Then what do you think, Maya? Because from where I'm sitting, you saw me as a trained dog. Bring me coffee, boy. Jump through hoops, boy. Prove you love me, boy. Tears were streaming down her face now. Please don't do this. Please. I made a mistake. Let me fix it. How? How do you fix making our entire relationship into a bet? How do you fix making me question every single interaction we've had? I'll do anything. I'll make it up to you. I'll tell Stephanie and Becca they were right. I don't care about Stephanie and Becca. I was yelling now, couldn't help it. I care that the woman I wanted to marry thought so little of me that she'd gamble with my feelings for entertainment. The room went silent. Maya's eyes widened. You wanted to marry me? Yeah, past tense. I walked to my bedroom, opened my nightstand drawer, and pulled out the small velvet box I'd been hiding there. I walked back and handed it to her. She opened it with shaking hands. Inside was the ring I'd spent 2 months' salary on. Simple, elegant, with a small diamond, exactly the style she'd once mentioned liking when we'd walked past a jewelry store. I was going to propose at Christmas, I said. At your parents' house. Your dad already said yes. She was full on sobbing now. Ben, keep it, sell it, I don't care. I took it back from her and set it on the coffee table. I think you should go. Ben, please, Maya, go. She stood there for a moment, crying, looking at the ring. Then she looked at me, and I saw the exact moment she realized I was serious. I love you, she whispered. I wish I could believe that. She left. The door clicked shut behind her. I picked up the ring box, looked at it for a long moment, then put it back in the drawer. My phone started buzzing almost immediately. Texts from Maya, calls from Maya. I turned it off, which I never did. I ate cereal for every meal. I started watching the deep sea documentary from the beginning, but I couldn't focus. On Wednesday, there was a knock at my door. I almost didn't answer, thinking it was Maya, but when I looked through the peephole, I saw Lauren. I opened the door. You look terrible, she said. Thanks. Can I come in? I stepped aside. She surveyed my apartment, the takeout containers, the pile of tissues, the general aura of depression. So you ended it, she said. She told you? She called me crying for 2 hours. So did Stephanie, actually. And Becca. Why would they call you crying? Lauren smiled grimly, because I may have sent the screenshots of their group chat to their boyfriends. The one where they were all laughing about manipulating their partners. Turns out Mark and Josh didn't find it as funny as the girls did. I almost laughed. Seriously? Stephanie's single now. Becca's on thin ice. I figured if I was already burning bridges by telling you, might as well go full scorched earth. You didn't have to do that. Yeah, I did. What they did was sick. And what Maya did was worse because she was doing it to you. You're, like, genuinely a good person, Ben. You didn't deserve that. I sat down on the couch. Lauren sat next to me. She really does love you, you know, Lauren said quietly. She's an idiot who did an idiotic thing, but she loves you. How am I supposed to believe that? How am I supposed to trust anything she says? I don't know. Maybe you can't. Maybe this is just done. But I thought you should know that she's completely wrecked. She knows she destroyed the best thing in her life over a stupid bet. Good. Lauren looked at me. Is it though? Does it actually make you feel better? It didn't. It just made me feel empty. I keep thinking about all the times I probably passed her tests without knowing it, I said. All the times she was probably watching to see what I do. Was any of it real? The first 2.5 years were. I was there for most of it, remember? This bet thing just started last month. Before that, she was just normal Maya. Maybe a little too proud, but not malicious. How did I not see it? Because you trusted her. That's not a bad thing, Ben. My phone, which I'd finally turned back on that morning, buzzed on the coffee table. Another text from Maya. Lauren glanced at it. Have you read any of them? No. Maybe you should. Why? So she can try to manipulate me some more? Or so you can have closure? Or so you can hear her out? I'm not saying you have to take her back. I'm not even saying you should. I'm just saying, don't let this turn you bitter. Don't let her mistake make you stop trusting people. After Lauren left, I picked up my phone. There were 47 unread messages from Maya. I started reading. Ben, please talk to me. I'm so sorry. I know I don't deserve another chance, but please just let me explain. I told Stephanie and Becca the bet is off and they're terrible people. Actually, I told them a lot worse than that. I haven't slept in 3 days. My mom asked why you haven't come around and I had to tell her what I did and she's so disappointed in me. She said you were the best thing that ever happened to me and I threw you away. She's right. I'm not texting you to get you back. Okay, I want you back, but I know that's not going to happen. I just want you to know that I know I ruined everything. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You deserved better than me. You deserve better than me. I hope you find someone who treats you the way you should be treated. I hope she makes you happy. I hope she never makes you feel the way I made you feel. I love you. I'll always love you. I'm sorry. The texts went on like that. Rambling, apologetic, desperate. Some of them were sent at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. I could picture her lying in bed, unable to sleep, typing and deleting and typing again. I didn't respond. 2 weeks passed. I went back to work. I started eating real meals again. I hung out with friends. I even went on a date that my coworker set up, though it didn't go anywhere. She was nice, but she wasn't. I didn't let myself finish that thought. 3 weeks in, I got a message from a number I didn't recognize. Hi Ben, this is Maya's dad. I heard what happened. I'm sorry. You're a good man and you didn't deserve that. I just wanted you to know that whatever you decide, you have my respect. And my door is always open if you need to talk. Take care of yourself. I stared at that message for a long time. Then I called him. Ben, he answered warmly. How are you holding up? I'm okay. Getting there. Good. That's good. Mr. Peterson, can I ask you something? Of course. And call me Richard. When I asked for your blessing to marry Maya, did you have any doubts? He was quiet for a moment. You want the honest truth? Please. Maya's my daughter and I love her. But she's always had this need to prove herself. To be the best, the smartest, the most in control. I think it comes from being the youngest. Her sisters were always outshining her, and she learned to compensate by being strategic. Sometimes too strategic. You knew she was like this? I knew she could be. I'd hoped that with you, she'd learn to just be. You were good for her, Ben. You made her softer, happier, more herself. When you asked to marry her, I said yes because I thought you'd found the real Maya underneath all the armor. What if that was never real? What if the armor is all there is? Then that's her loss, not yours. But I don't think that's true. I think she's just terrified of being vulnerable, and she self-sabotaged the best relationship she ever had because of it. We talked for another hour. About Maya, about relationships, about trust and forgiveness and knowing when to walk away. He didn't tell me what to do, but he listened, and somehow that was what I needed. A month after the coffee incident, Maya stopped texting. The silence was somehow worse than the constant apologies. I told myself I was relieved, that I could finally move on. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't check my phone hoping to see her name. 6 weeks in, I ran into her at the grocery store. We both froze in the pasta aisle, her holding a box of penne, me holding a jar of sauce. Hi, she said quietly. Hi. She looked different, thinner, tired, but still beautiful. How are you? She asked. I'm okay. You? I'm managing. She set down the pasta. I'm glad you're okay. We stood there for a moment, two people who used to know everything about each other, now strangers making small talk in a grocery store. Ben, she started. Don't, I said, not angry, just tired. Please. She nodded. Okay, take care of yourself. You too. I watched her walk away, her cart squeaking slightly on the linoleum. Part of me wanted to call out to her. Part of me wanted to forget the whole thing ever happened and take her back. But I didn't, because Lauren was right. I deserved better. And maybe someday Maya would find someone she didn't feel the need to test. Someone she could just love without turning it into a game. But that someone wasn't going to be me. I bought my groceries, drove home, and made myself dinner. And for the first time in 6 weeks, I didn't think about what Maya might be doing. That night, I took the ring box out of my drawer and looked at it one last time. Then I put it in the back of my closet, behind the box of old textbooks and the guitar I kept meaning to learn. Maybe someday I'd sell it. Maybe someday I'd give it to someone else. But not today. Today, I was just going to exist. No tests, no games, no proving myself. Just me, a bowl of pasta, and a documentary about deep-sea creatures. It was enough. Subscribe for more stories like this.